Hello everyone, this is Amanda McGuire and this is my week 2 discussion board for MP 593. For this week's discussion, I'm going to be talking about the position that I am interested in, which is Quality Assurance Manager, and some of the interview questions and interview formats that are possible for this position. So the position I'm interested in is Quality Assurance Manager with Inland Regional Center, specifically for a day services side of the program. And looking at a typical interview format for Regional Center, it's a little bit different when it's internal, of course, being that I already work there. However, the main format used is a panel interview, the panel itself will be made up of either a combination of directors and managers or just directors, depending on the management position that you're interviewing for. In my case, the director I would be under would use managers as well. This is information I actually got from another manager who works for that director within my company. In addition, if there are multiple candidates that are possible perfect for the role, they may have a second interview and even a third interview with other directors or other managers to determine if that person, which person that they want ultimately to give the job to, if they can't decide from the first interview. Some of the types of interview questions that may be asked would be job specific in that because the job is in quality assurance for a nonprofit like I work for, some of the questions are going to be more based on policy and regulation and knowledge of services, just to gauge where the candidate is within their knowledge of the role itself and being able to understand regulation and policy in order to be able to enforce it. And in addition to that, there would be behavioral or situational questions just to gauge how a candidate would react to certain situations that may occur as a manager in a quality assurance role, as well as interactions with others, both internally and externally, whether that's staff or a coworker, a supervisor, or a customer, or a service provider in my case. And then finally, there are standard questions used to gauge what type of employee you are, what kind of aspirations you have, what are your goals, to determine if you're a team player, are you organized, and that sort of thing. These are the responses that they're going to be looking for are going to be based on situational answers. They want real in-depth answers that you're confident, that you have knowledge and experience in handling certain situations, that you have knowledge of the regulations and policies and services that you're going to be overseeing in quality assurance, as well as to get a gauge of your personality. Are you confident? Are you overconfident? Are you a team player? Are you a positive person? And all of those things. And then lastly, whether or not these questions are similar to those that we reviewed this week. I believe that they are, both behavioral and standard-wise. For example, just asking the question of how would you deal with conflict with a manager or an outside person, and different situational ones like that. On the behavioral list that was provided for us, I think those would apply. And then standard questions as well, like I said, just to gauge where you're at, where your aspirations are, and whether or not you're a team player. Are you in the job for the job and the company and the cause? Or are you in the job for yourself to move forward in your career, or is it both? And that's all I have for this week. Thank you very much for listening, and I hope everybody has a good day.